My name is Katie and I'm a research technician working with the ex-situ conservation program here at Kings Park Science. This is the third video in this series documenting cryostorage at Kings Park Science. We've covered how we prepare our tissue culture collection for cryostorage in part 1 and 2. Today I'm going to be taking several accessions out of the dewar. Some of these date back as far as 1999 and we will revive them using tissue culture. This is a day in the life of a Kings Park scientist. I'll start with grabbing my plants from the dewar. I'll need to put on an extra layer to insulate myself from the liquid nitrogen splashes and the cold cryo boxes I'll be handling today. This protective layer includes a pair of goggles, a face shield, a pair of cryo gloves, a cryo apron and a friend. All this gear will protect me from getting frostbite. With the gear on, let's dive in. Once the rack is outside the dewar, we must work quickly to grab the boxes that hold our target vials. I'll usually prepare in advance with a list of vials we need and which boxes they are kept in the storage rack so we can grab them as quickly as possible. The boxes are transferred into a temporary styrofoam box that holds a layer of liquid nitrogen to give me more time to search for the vials I need. We don't want anything to thaw while I'm searching for the vials. Today we're looking for 25 vials in total. They were stored between the years 1999 to 2015. Sometimes if I work with the same gloves for too long, the gloves get too cold and I'll need to swap them and put the cold ones into the drying oven to warm them up. You always need to be extra cautious when working with liquid nitrogen. I've got what I need. The rest of the vials will go back into the dewar until the next time we test them. Let's begin the rapid thawing process to defrost our shoot tips. Here I've prepared a 37-degree water bath in advance for rapid thawing, where I basically plunge the cryo vials straight into it. Like the freezing process, which we covered in part 2, ice crystals can also form inside the plant tissue while thawing. So rapid thawing can quickly defrost the plant tissue and dodge the dangerous temperature zone around -40 to -15 degrees Celsius to avoid ice crystal formation within the plant tissue. Most of the vials I'm processing today used a different preparation method from the droplet vitrification method I showed you in part 2. The shoot tips are submerged in a vial filled with cryoprotectants instead of attached to a foil strip. I'll empty the vial into a small petri dish holding some rinsing solution which is made of sugar. The sugar in the solution will gently wash away the viscous cryoprotectant and also rehydrate the plant tissue slowly without shocking them with too much water. I'll give it a good stir to gently wake up the shoot tips and I'll soak them in the solution for around 20 minutes. While we wait, I'll prepare some agar petri dishes for the shoot tips. The agar will provide all the nutrients the plant material needs to grow. I'll label the storage year and vial number on each plate so I can monitor the regrowth success rate in the coming weeks under the microscope. The soak is done, we're ready to plate up the shoot tips. The shoot tips are very tiny, so with some steady hands, sharp eyes and featherweight forceps, I will scoop the shoot tips gently and move them onto agar. I wrap the plate with cling film to keep them moist. And then they're ready to go into the growth chamber, which has a controlled temperature around 24 degrees Celsius and will keep them in the dark for 2 weeks. I'll check the shoot tips once a week under a microscope and monitor to see whether or not they survive and whether or not they've started to regenerate. This is how science helps protect the rich flora diversity of Western Australia. We can use cryostorage to conserve the biodiversity of our bushland and use tissue culture to propagate new plants from decades-old collections. Kings Park Science is the only research facility in Western Australia to focus solely on our native flora. Our ex-situ conservation collection is expanding to cover more species across our state. So when nature needs our help, we'll be ready. Thanks for joining me on the cryostorage journey. Stay tuned for more on a day in the life of a Kings Park scientist.